Hey, welcome everyone. Thank you for coming to the 43rd Dems endorsement meeting. We are very excited to have you. I'm going to do a quick little intro of things. Thank you, Rob. Yes, the subject line is voting code for June 43rd District Dems meeting. As I go through all of this, please make sure you've got your voting code. And if you don't, send an email to tally@43rddemocrats.org. We want to start with a land acknowledgement. So although we're all joining virtually tonight, we'd like to start this event acknowledging that we are on the traditional lands of the first people of Seattle, the Duwamish people past and present, and honor with gratitude the land itself and the Duwamish tribe. Um, One thing that the 43rd does and has done for many years is we provide financial support to the Duwamish tribe through real rent and encourage all of our members who are in a financial position and able to do so to do the same. And if you'd like to learn more about whose lands you occupy now or have occupied in the past, there's a really great interactive map at native-land.ca.
The audio is terrible. The audio is terrible.
Let's mute them. Okay. Meeting norms as we go into our meeting. First, treat everyone with dignity and respect. Second, if you don't know, please ask. As we go through our processes tonight, I'm going to do my best to explain them step by step and to model what they look like by doing some screen shares. But if you're confused or something's not working, please raise your hand and let us know. Our number one priority is that everyone has the ability to participate and follow along as we're going through our meeting tonight. Step up and step back is just being aware of how much space we're taking in the meeting. Probably not going to be too much of an issue today as we will be focusing on endorsements. Please remember that everyone here is a volunteer. None of us are paid. We're all doing this out of the love of democracy and our local Democratic org. So if things start to get a little wonky, please have patience with us. Raise your hand. We'll work our way through it. We're all here to support each other in this community. And then together we share the responsibility for staying on time. We are well known for having one of the most efficient endorsement meetings of the Seattle LDs. And so I'm hopeful we'll be able to keep to that this evening. General operations, if you want to seek the floor for any reason, just please use the raise hand feature. If you go to the bottom of your Zoom screen, you should see a little hand, and underneath it says raise hand. So you can use that, it'll pop it up, and then we'll get to people in the order in which they raise their hands. Whenever an item on the agenda is going to be voted on, please know that our general chat is going to be closed. So that means as we're going through endorsements, the general chat is going to be closed. If you need to message, you have the ability to message people independently. If it is something to do with your voting code, then use that tally@43rd Democrats email rather than trying to message me or Liam through the chat, because that's where we're going to be checking to make sure that everyone's got their voting codes. And again, if you double check right now that you've got your voting code ready for the evening, it should have come in an email yesterday with the subject line of voting code for June 43rd District Democrats meeting. And if you do not see it there, send an email to tally@43rddemocrats.org and we will get to you as quickly as we can. And we will not start any of our endorsement votes until we know that everyone has their code and is ready to go. Oops, sorry. Ignore that video. Okay. And then this meeting is being live streamed on YouTube. A couple of things. We use Robert's Rules of Order to help us drive towards decisions. They're just a set of procedures to help us run our meeting. You don't need to know the details of them, especially during our endorsement meeting today. Just know that you have the right to participate as a full member in our meeting. And if you need us to ever slow down or explain something, just raise your hand and we will do so. And if you are a parliamentary rock star, please use your powers for good and help us move efficiently through our endorsement meeting this evening. A couple of Robert's rules that you might end up hearing tonight. First is point of order. Point of order is when you think we're not following the rules. So you can say point of order, we need to do this before we need to do that. The second is point of information, and this is when you need to ask a question that's relevant to the topic at hand. And then point of privilege is there if you need an adjustment so you can participate. Hopefully we won't need to use that because I will be checking with everyone that everyone's gotten their votes in before we close any of our ballots. But if you're having a hard time hearing something, you can't see something, you can just raise your hand, say point of privilege, can you please make it look bigger? Can you please speak up a little bit more? Whatever you need so that you can engage fully in our meeting. Okay, I'm gonna stop my screen share real quick. I am certain that we have quorum for tonight. So our first order of business is going to be to vote on our agenda for the evening. I'm going to throw the agenda into the chat. Okay. I would entertain a motion to approve the meeting for tonight, agenda for tonight's meeting by unanimous consent.
So moved.
Thank you, Derek. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Jacob. Any opposed? Any opposed? Any opposed? The agenda for tonight's meeting is approved. Thank you all. Next up, we have the minutes from our April meeting.
Next award is for outstanding.
Okay, I think that. Minutes for the April meeting. I'd entertain a motion to approve the April meeting minutes by unanimous consent.
So moved.
So moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Thank you, Aaron. Any opposed? Any opposed? Any opposed? The minutes are approved. Thank you all. Okay, real quick chair report, because I know that everyone's excited to hop into endorsements first. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who came to Ballots and Bubbly, to all of our candidates who came and engaged in conversation, to all of our members who showed up to get to know the candidates and participate in our straw poll. A special shout out to our fundraising chair, Derek, for pulling the bulk of it together and making it happen. It was a great event. We raised a little over $3,000 for the 43rd. This is our main fundraiser for the year. And we recognize that we were starting to burst at the seams just for this event. So we liked the format, but we're going to probably have to find a slightly bigger space next year to hold all of the people who are interested and ready to come engage, which is a great problem for us to have. Also wanted to share that this last Thursday, we hosted a candidate forum. I want to thank all of the candidates who showed up, Jamie, Hannah, Nicole, Albie, and of course, Sean Scott for coming and doing a Q&A. It was really, really helpful. I think is what I heard from everyone. Everyone really appreciated the candidates making the time to come and answer questions. A huge shout out to Erica C. Barnett for helping to moderate the discussion, and a huge shout out to First Baptist Church for hosting us, especially because they had such a great live streaming setup that we could just tap into and use. So if you want to go back and watch the recording, it's on our YouTube station, and it looks really good. And then also want to say thank you to everyone who showed up on Sunday for our Pride Brunch Beats and Belonging. It was our first time doing a Pride event like this. We worked with Queer Power Alliance, Lavender Rights Project, Traction, Gender Justice League, and had amazing programming, a great MC. Brunch was delicious. We had karaoke on the back end for anyone who stayed for the last hour. It was a real fun time, and we're really hopeful that we can build upon this event in the future and really center the organizations that are building queer political power while also bringing us all together to have some fun. So thank you for everyone who showed up, and if you missed it this year, put it on your radar for next year. We'll aim to keep this event going into the future. And then finally, just want to name our two upcoming events that are coming for July. Our July general meeting is going to be another hybrid meeting. It'll be on July 14th. The in-person portion will be in the Kathy Hillenbrand Community Room, which is right by the Capitol Hill Light Rail Station. It's the one that we've been using for our hybrid meetings this year. We are hoping to end the meeting about 30 minutes early, and we're going to go, we had an offer to get a tour around the AIDS Memorial Plaza and to see a variety of the pieces, of the different art pieces that are in the AIDS Memorial Walkway, and hear a little bit about their history and what brought them together. I'll bring some cookies. So we'll hope to do a little bit of community building and learning a little bit more about this amazing memorial on the back half of our July meeting. So if you can make it in person, I'm bribing you with cookies and a wonderful tour. So hopefully that'll get everyone to show up. And then we'll have the first hour and a half streamed in a hybrid format like we've been doing for some of our other meetings. And then finally, our monthly social is going to be on July 19th. We are going to use the Trailhead Direct and head out to Mount Si and do a hike up the mountain. So if anyone is interested in joining that, I'll have some more details on the exact bus that we're going to be catching. It's going to be a little early so that we can make sure that we can get people in there and also that we get back at a reasonable time. but that'll be our July event. And also, huge shout out. I want to give a shout out to Jacob, our policy and advocacy chair, for putting together our June event, which was bird watching. We had 15 people show up. We had a professional guide. We had binoculars. We learned how to use the binoculars. I learned how to use binoculars in a way I did not know that you could. It was a really, really fun time. And we're looking forward to hosting more events like that in the future to just get us out and get us in community and doing some fun things that aren't always necessarily directly political. Although this is a great segue into let's do some political stuff. So I'm going to share my screen again and do a quick reminder for all of us of what our endorsement rules are. Okay. So first thing that we're going to do for each of our candidate or for each of the races is we are going to open it up for nominations. But before we do that, I realize who can vote. The only people who can vote in our endorsement meeting are members of the 43rd LD or PCOs. If you are a new member, you needed to join 10 days before our meeting. And if you are a returning member, meaning you were a member in 2025, then you could renew your membership up to, right now, and get a voting code. In order to participate in our endorsements meeting, you will need your unique voting code. You should have received an email yesterday that says voting code for June 43rd Democrats endorsement, 43rd Democrats meeting. If you don't see it, go check your spam real quick. And if you still don't see it, please email tally@43rddemocrats.org. Oh, and then Liam, do we need to drop the link for everyone can test it right now? So what we're going to do right now is we're going to have everyone sign in and practice using their voting code. So I'm actually going to stop this screen share here. So in the chat right now, you'll see the first link right here. It says, please sign in to the meeting link with your voting code. I'll do a quick screen share and I'll show you what that'll look like. So it should pop up and look just like this. So you will take that voting code from your email, you'll copy and paste it right in here, and then you'll click that you are present. So while everyone is doing that, I'll continue with the slides. And again, if you can't find that voting code, email tally@43rddemocrats.org. So nomination. The way we're going to do nominations is that we are going to open up nominations by position. So we will start with one position. We will say, we will open it for nominations. We will ask people to use the raised hand feature. And then we will call on people in which the order in which they have raised their hands. It only takes one person to nominate someone. So there doesn't need to be a second or anything like that. It's just you raise your hand, you say, I nominate so-and-so, and they are going to be they will be put forward for consideration. Please note that you can only nominate a candidate that has filled out the KC Dems questionnaire. So in order to be eligible for a 43rd endorsement, the candidate had to fill out the KC Dems questionnaire. If you want to see who has filled out the KC Dems questionnaire for each of the positions that we are going to be looking at tonight, I'm going to throw the meeting agenda in the chat one more time. So everyone who is possible to be endorsed is on the list by their position. So they're listed there right now. That doesn't mean that they're going to automatically get a nomination. We just wanted to put it in one easy place so that everyone could see the list of potential people for each position. So these are the people that we have received the KC Dems questionnaire from. So they are, it is possible for them to be nominated. Okay, so it only takes one person. Oh, yeah.
I am so sorry. I must be a Luddite. I don't know how to check in, and I don't know the list that you just put up. I can't see it. Could you talk me through this?
Yeah, go down to you should see a little chat button at the bottom of your screen. So click on that, and it should pop up a little window on the right-hand side.
Nope. A window on the right-hand side. Nope.
Or a little segue. Let's see if I can. Can I share this screen? Okay. So I'll model on mine. So here's.
Oh, I see. I had to click on everyone.
Yes, click on the everyone. And then I will throw in real quick. This is the agenda for today. So you can click on that there. And then we will put, and then the link to sign in is right there. And we'll keep posting them in the chat for everyone. Okay, now let's go back to the other screen. So for nominations, one person, we'll do it in the order of the raised hands, and then we will immediately go into voting on that race, or into speeches for that race. So candidates are allowed to have 2 minutes to speak. They will speak in the order in which they were nominated by raising their hands. There is no statements against candidates, and candidates can defer any amount of their time that they want to other speakers. So if they want to, I'm going to speak for 60 seconds, and then I'm going to have someone else speak for 60 seconds, they can do that. The 2-minute timer will start. They have until it's done. They can have it bounce around as many people as they would like in that time. Please note that candidates do get 30 seconds to respond if there is a specific negative statement or ad hominem attack that's directly directed clearly against them. Yeah, Jacob.
Just a note. I think you sent the wrong agenda.
Oh, which one did I send? Did I send the old note?
April.
I sent the April notes. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Rob. Cool. And then after we have heard statements from 2 minutes of statements from each of our candidates, we will then go into our vote. So after each candidate has spoken, we open the ballot. You may vote for as many candidates as you like. I'm going to say that one more time. You can vote for as many candidates as you like. Each candidate that receives 60% of the vote, not counting abstentions, will receive the endorsement. And if no candidate receives 60% of the vote in the first round, we will do one reconsideration vote for those candidates who received at least 40%. Okay. And if we do not make an endorsement for a position for the primary, we will have the opportunity to make an endorsement for that position in our September endorsement meeting for the general election. So again, you can vote for as many candidates as you like, and each candidate who gets 60%, not counting abstentions, will get the endorsement. So we don't need to worry about, I want to dual endorse or anything like that. If you want us to dual endorse, then just vote for both of the people you want us to endorse. And if they both get above 60%, both of them will get the endorsement. A couple of other options that you will see, just so that you know what they mean. Abstention means you don't want to be counted. You want to you're sitting out this vote. So you will not count as a no, you won't count as a yes. It will be as if you are just not voting at all in the endorsement. A none means you don't want us to endorse in this race. So a none will count against that 60% threshold, and you're saying, I don't want any of these people to get an endorsement from the 43rd. Some things we ask you not to do because it will make our voting tallying program very unhappy. Please do not select a candidate and none. Please do not select a candidate and abstain. And please do not collect both none and abstain. So you can vote for as many candidates you like, or none, or abstain. I'll show you a quick picture of what this can look like. So right up here, we've got this, right up here, they've got none and abstain, both checkmarked. Please do not do that. The program will not know what to do with your vote. Over here, we've got Sharrows and abstain. Please also don't do that. Down in the bottom left, we've got one candidate. That works. Over here, we got 3 candidates. That also works. So you can vote for as many candidates as you like, or none, or abstain. Anyone have any questions on that part? And I'll try to remind us throughout the night that you can vote for as many candidates as you like, because I know we can forget. Okay, at the very end, we will do ballot initiatives, levies, and propositions. For these, it's each speaker, we get 2 minutes for each speaker, 1 for, 1 and against, and then again, there's a 60% threshold for that endorsement to work out. And then finally, the first thing that we're actually going to vote on is a slate. So the board has pulled a slate of all of the candidates for this primary. We only pulled people onto the slate if they did not have anyone running against them. So these are all of the races where there is no one running against the candidate that identifies as a Democrat if it is a race that is partisan. And so we will present the entire slate to you all. If anyone wants to remove someone from the slate and have us vote on them independently, you can do so. Otherwise, we will vote the entire slate in at one time. And if we have any of our candidates here who are on the slate, we will give them 2 minutes after we vote the slate in for them to do an introduction and probably say thank you. Okay. Any questions on how the endorsement rules are going to use? How do we see the questionnaires? Oh, thank you, Sophie, for driving the link. Yep. Also, if you're ever trying to find any of the questionnaires or the candidate statements, if you go to the 43rd's website and you go to the page for this meeting, you should see the links for both all of the questionnaires and for any of the candidate statements that they sent us. We put them into those links in that page. Okay. With that, I'm going to pause real quick to see, is there anyone who has yet to get their voting code that still needs support? If you do, just do a quick raise hand. We want to make sure everyone's got their voting code and ready to go. Okay. Thank you. Can we all, while we're here, can we give a round of applause?
I don't have my voting code.
Okay, Daniel, go check. You can check your email. You should have gotten an email yesterday. I
checked it. Yeah.
Okay,
I checked the spam too.
Cool. And then email tally@43rddemocrats.org.
I did.
Oh, okay. Then Liam will be on it. Thank you.
I still can't sign in.
Okay. Do you know where your voting code is?
Yes.
Okay. Did you click on the link to sign in?
I don't see a link.
I will put it in the chat. So it'll be the first thing in the chat. You see where it says, welcome, please sign into the meeting?
No.
Oh, you have your chat open?
Yes.
The last thing.
It's the last thing in the chat. Scroll down to the bottom.
Okay. And what does it say? Oh, please sign in.
Please sign in. You should be able to click on that link.
There.
Okay, excellent. Beautiful. Okay, so while people are getting those last voting codes worked on, I'm going to introduce our slate. This will be the first thing we vote on for the evening. So the 43rd slate includes Nicole Macri for LD Rep Position 1, Sean Scott for 43rd LD Rep Position 2, Jorge Barone for King County Council Position 4, Teresa Mosqueda for King County Council Position 8, Lisa Mannion for King County Prosecutor, Catherine McDowell for Seattle Municipal Court Position 1, Catherine Edwards for Seattle Municipal Court Position 2, Pooja Badali for Seattle Municipal Court Position 3, Shantrice Anderson for Seattle Municipal Court Position 6, Pramila Jayapal for Washington 7th Congressional District, Colleen Melody for Washington Supreme Court Position 1, and Deborah Stevens for Washington Supreme Court Position 7. I will throw these all into the chat as well. Okay, so these are the, and I can enlarge the screen. Thank you for asking. There we go. So again, these are people that where the either that there was no other candidate who identifies as a Democrat who submitted their King County Dems questionnaire. Okay, Curtis. Oh, you're good. Okay. Is there, so I will now open the floor. Is there anyone who would like to pull one of these candidates from the 43rd slate? You can use the raise hand feature. Anyone who would like to pull one of these candidates from the 43rd slate and have us vote on them individually. Going once, going twice. Okay, seeing none. We're now going to get our first opportunity to use our votes. So Liam is going to throw the link into the chat. Also, if you want to follow along throughout the evening, if it's easier to just have one document open, I'm going to throw this in the chat again as well. As we go through the evening, all of our ballots, we're going to throw the links into this Google Doc. So this might be the easiest way to follow along as we're going through the evening So in the chat right now, you'll see the link for the form. So I'll open this up, show you again what this looks like. This is what it should look like when you're getting ready to vote. Here is our slate. You'll put your voting code right here, and then you'll vote yes, no, or abstain. And as a reminder, an abstain means that you do not want your vote to be counted for this ballot. So no means I don't want to I don't want to endorse these candidates, and abstain means I don't want to vote one way or the other, and I don't want to be counted. So we'll give everyone a few minutes to test it out. If you are having any issues, I'm going to stop my screen share so I can see some people. If you're having any issues, please let us know. I think looks like everyone at this point has their voting code. Again, if you are just joining us now and you don't have your voting code yet, please email tally@43rd Democrats and we will work to get you your voting code. I'm going to give everyone another minute or so to get their first ballot in. And then just to give you all a little bit of a sense of how we're going to do the flow, for this one, we're going to wait for everyone to get their ballots in because I just want to make sure everyone's got the first ballot locked in and everything's working. Going forward, we will often hear from candidates. We will open the ballot. And then while people are finishing their votes, we will move on to the next one and then come back and do results so that we can keep moving. Okay. Is there anyone who wants to vote for our slate that has not had the opportunity to vote for our slate yet? Looking for a raised hand. Going once. Going for, okay. Still got a couple of people working. Drake and Caden, do you all have the link? Cool. Give them another couple seconds. Okay. Everyone able to get their first vote in? Going once? Going twice? Okay. We'll close out this first slate. Liam will get us our results. At the speed that the technology wants to work. Okay. While Liam is finishing that up, we can we'll move forward real quick just to get our nominations done for the next race, and then we'll come back. So I'm going to next open up nominations for the 43rd LD Senate seat. So as a reminder for nominations, the way it's going to work is you use the raise hand feature. All you'll say is the person whose name you want to nominate, and the order in which they're nominated is the order in which they are going to speak. Okay, so opening up for nominations for the 43rd LD Senate seat. Oh, wait, real quick. Liam, I see your hand. I'm guessing your results are in.
I have results.
Okay.
On the slate, we have 91 votes for yes, 1 vote for no. The slate is adopted.
Okay, thank you all. Slate is adopted. So real quick before we'll put a pause on the Senate race, and we're going to give an opportunity for any of our endorsed candidates on the slate to say a quick hello and thank you. I'm just going to go down the list in the order that they're on here. Nicole, are you here tonight? Okay, hand it over to Nicole. Oh, we need to unmute.
Thank you, Ryan, and thank you, members of the 43rd Legislative District. It is an honor to be able to represent us all in the Washington State Legislature, and I'm just really grateful for your continued support.
Thank you, Nicole. Next up, Sean. Sean's here tonight. And if our candidates, when they're ready to speak, if they can use the raise hand feature, it helps us to find them. There we go. Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, likewise, great to be with everybody this evening. So appreciative of the support and just looking forward to all the great work that we're going to be able to get done with one another with the support of the 43rd over the next couple of years. Solidarity.
Awesome. Thank you, Rep Scott. Councilmember Barone, I think I saw you in. Perfect. Oh, get rid of the mute.
All right, I think I'm now unmuted. Thank you all. Ryan, thank you so much for your work on this, and thanks to all the members of the 43rd for your support. I'm honored to represent some of you on the King County Council, and grateful to be able to continue to work on the issues that we hold dear. So thank you for your support, and look forward to continue to engage with all of you.
Thank you, Jorge. And then Teresa.
Hi, everybody. It's great to see you all. Thank you so much to the 43rd. I appreciate your support again. And just to echo my colleagues from the state and on King County Council, we are fighting back with you, the 43rd. We are here to make sure that we are the last line of defense. And you know that we're doing that at King County by preventing ICE from coming to county-owned properties for staging, deportation, mass deportation raids, preventing any new ICE facilities from coming to King County unincorporated. We're fighting back on these attacks on our healthcare and helping to protect and stand up our public health systems, including public health clinics and Harborview Medical Center, watching out for anything we can do to help subsidize the cost of healthcare and expand public health services with the 215,000 people slated to lose healthcare next year. And we're going to keep fighting to make sure more workers have access to good living wage jobs as well as workforce housing. So with you and our partners in the state ledge, we will fight back, we will get through this, and we will be more resilient. Thanks to the 43rd for turning out in the streets and in the halls of city council, county council, and the state ledge to demand more. We see you and we hear you, and we're stepping into this moment. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Councilmember Mosqueda. Next up is Lisa Mannion.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. It's so great to have the support of the 43rd LD Dems. I'm so honored and privileged to serve as your King County Prosecuting Attorney, and I am so grateful to have the opportunity and the responsibility to continue to make a positive difference in our community. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Lisa. Then is Catherine here? Catherine McDowell. Okay, not seeing. So, Catherine Edwards.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to put a face to a name. I'm Catherine. I met with you all remotely in April. I want to thank you all so much for your support, and please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. And that's all I'm going to say. I want to keep you all on time. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Is Pooja here? Can see that. Okay. Shantrice Anderson. No. And then Pramila Jayapal sends her regrets. Her campaign kickoff is tonight, unfortunately, but she is hoping to be able to pop in and say hello at our July meeting. So another reason to come to the July meeting. But she sends her her thanks and her positive regards to the 43rd. And then Colleen Melody.
I can't figure out how to unmute when she's spotlighted.
Oh, sorry.
There we go. Host denied you permission to unmute yourself, it said. I'm calling Melody. It's my honor to serve you on the Washington State Supreme Court. I'm grateful for your endorsement, and really I'm very grateful for the work that you're doing to help educate and organize voters in advance of this election. As you know, there's 5 seats on our court on the ballot at a time when state courts and state rights are kind of the backbone of democracy, and they're also really low information races. So my plug, I'm grateful for the endorsement. I'm really plugging the work that you're doing on judicial elections this year because it's so, so important. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Justice Melody. And then Deborah Stevens. Is Deborah Stevens here? Okay. Okay, well, thank you to all of, and congratulations to all of the candidates on our advocacy and okay, we're going to enter into our first nomination, which is going to be 43rd LD Senate seat. Again, as a reminder for how nominations will work, people will raise their hands. They'll just say the candidate's name. Please do not give a speech in support of the candidate. Just state the candidate who you are nominating. And then we will do speeches from the candidates in the order in which they were nominated. So opening up for the 43rd LD Senate seat, Raphael, I see you first.
Jamie Peterson.
Jamie Peterson. Thank you. And then, and then I see, hands are going up and down. Karina? Corinna?
Yes, sorry, am I allowed to nominate another person?
Yep.
Hannah Sabio Howell.
Hannah Sabio Howell. Okay. Those are the only 2 candidates who sent in their King County Dems endorsements. So we will close the nomination for the 43rd LD Senate seat and move into candidate statements. As a reminder, each candidate gets 2 minutes. They can use those 2 minutes as they would like. I will have a little timer that is up so that they can keep track of their time. First up will be Senator Jamie Peterson. Jamie, I know you're in here. I saw you earlier. Could you raise your hand and it'll make it easier for us to find you? Oh, perfect. Okay. And then we'll get you unmuted.
Okay.
Okay. And when you're ready.
Okay. Happy Pride, everybody. I'm Jamie Peterson, and I'm running for re-election to the state Senate. During session, I meet every week with our Lieutenant Governor, Denny Heck, and early on in my tenure as Majority Leader, he said something to me that I've never forgotten. He said, "You're not a very important person, but you have a very important job." So the Senate Majority Leader has not come from Seattle in over 50 years, has never been a queer person, and has never come from the 43rd District. In the last 9 years, I've led the effort to make the Senate Democratic Caucus the most diverse and progressive that it has ever been. Since I became the Majority Leader 18 months ago, Washington has passed unemployment insurance for striking workers, rent stabilization, the Recycling Reform Act, a permit to purchase requirement for firearms, privacy protections for trans folks, and an income tax on people making more than $1 million per year. I'm running again to build a fair and adequate tax system so that we can fund public education from early learning through higher ed, to build enough homes of all types to make housing affordable, and to make sure that Sound Transit has the resources to build light rail to all of Seattle, and to protect the people of our state from a malevolent and lawless federal government. I would be very grateful for your support and endorsement tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. And then next up, we will hear from Hannah Sabio Howell.
Thanks, Ryan. Councilmember Rink will actually be starting.
Okay, let's make sure they're unmuted too. And yes, this is a great note. If any candidate wants other people to speak, please let us know at the start so we can make sure everyone's unmuted at the beginning.
Sound check.
We can hear you.
Fabulous. Well, good evening, everyone. The 43rd Legislative District deserves a senator thinking about the renter one lease renewal away from displacement. The worker who needs real protections, not platitudes. The trans woman who just arrived to make her home in Capitol Hill. I'm Alexis Mercedes Rink, your Seattle City Council member, and I'm here tonight to tell you that now is not the moment for more of the same. Now is the moment for working people, and Hannah Sabio Howell is the person who will fight for us. When workers' rights were under attack, Hannah has stood up and fought back at City Hall, playing an instrumental role in defending gig workers and their right to a minimum wage. Council President Sarah Nelson waged that attack on workers while also going after the ethics code and renters' rights. And even after that, Hannah's opponent endorsed Sarah Nelson for another 4-year term. But what happens at City Hall translates to Olympia, and Hannah is the kind of leader who knows that to make the change we need in our communities, the city and the state needs to lock arms and lock in. I'm proud to endorse Hannah because of her work ethic, her integrity, and her commitment to Washington that works for all of us. She's exactly the kind of leader we need in Olympia. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Hannah so you can hear from her how she's going to fight for us.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Rink. This campaign, like the councilmember said, is about calling the question on what it means to be a Democrat in the 43rd Legislative District, the most progressive district in the state. With an affordability crisis attacking us from the inside and a Trump regime attacking us from the outside, we deserve leadership as visionary as we are. With an organizing background in the labor movement and a policy background in the state legislature, I plan to stand up to corporate special interests as the only campaign in this race not taking a dime of corporate PAC money, and offer a new way forward to bring down housing costs, establish universal childcare, and structurally reform our tax code to invest in our safety net. And I'm proud to be backed by progressive fighters like Councilmember Rink, Representative Scott, Commissioner Hasagawa, Senator Saldana, and working families.
Thank you, Hannah. Oh, turn the timer. Okay. Now, with that, we will open the ballots for endorsements for the 43rd LD Senate seat. So in the chat, you'll find the link to that ballot in just a moment. There we go. Also, for people following along using our document version, this might be the easiest again to just keep this open throughout the evening, and we'll just add the links in there. You can find the link there for the 43rd LD Senate seat. As a reminder, please make sure that you put your voting code in so that it counts. Also, as a reminder, you can vote for as many candidates as you would like to endorse. But please do not choose a candidate and choose none, or choose a candidate and choose abstain. You can choose as many candidates as you like, or none, or abstain. And as a reminder, none means you want to vote. You don't want us to endorse either candidate, and abstain means you don't want to have your vote counted. Yes, Lindsay. Oh, super good. Okay, I'm going to give everyone a little bit of time to work on do a quick vote on that. Then we'll move forward for taking nominations for our next seat, and then we'll come back, we'll get the results, and then we'll move into speeches. Everyone's speaking. Yeah, Micah. Oh, you are muted.
Not for candidates, but if you want help unmuting people during this process, because I imagine that Liam's doing a lot going back and forth between everything, just let me know and I can help out.
Awesome. Thank you, Micah. I think we've got a couple people on it now, but we appreciate it. Andrew.
I would like to nominate Chris.
Okay, wait, real quick. We haven't. You're in the queue. Okay. Is there anyone who's still working on voting for 43rd LD Senate race? Going once, going twice. Okay, we'll close that ballot. And now while Liam is getting the totals, I will open up the nomination for King County Assessor. I think, let's see, King County Assessor, Ben.
Sorry, I was trying to say I was not done voting.
Oh, not done voting. Okay. We'll keep do you have your link? Do you have your voting code?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Keep the ballot open just a little bit longer, Liam. Is there anyone else who's still okay? Sorry, we're bouncing back and forth. Ashley.
Ben, you may need to refresh the page if it shows as closed.
Okay. So Ben, hit a refresh real quick, and we'll make sure we get you in. Ashley.
Yeah, nominating Rob Fox-Curran for King County Assessor.
Okay, Rob Fox-Curran nominated. Thank you, Ashley. Rob.
I raise my virtual hand to nominate Chris Roberts for King County Assessor.
Chris Roberts nominated. Thank you. Final call for any nominations for King County Assessor. Going once, going twice. Okay, we will close the nomination for King County Assessor. Oh, Curtis.
Point of order, was Andrew first in queue for that?
Andrew jumped in before I officially opened the nominations.
Okay, I thought you told him that he would be first in queue though, so.
That's fair. And then I'm guessing his nominee got in there. Hopefully this is okay. Sorry about that, Andrew. Okay, final call for anyone voting in the 43rd LD Senate race. Ben, you got in? Okay, we'll close that ballot. Liam, do you have results ready to go for 43rd LD Senate?
I sure do. For Hannah Savio Howell, 76 votes. For Jamie Peterson, 64 votes. Hannah Savio Howell received 60.3% of votes cast.
Okay, congratulations to Hannah. Okay, we're now going to move into candidate statements for King County Assessor. We will go with Rob and then Chris. Rob, if you could raise your hand. Oh, other Rob. There we go. Rob Dolan, do you have a... Oh, no, okay. I'm going to get Rob unmuted. You should see a little button. There we go. And I'll get you spotlit. Cool. Perfect.
Thank you.
When you're ready to begin.
Hello, my name is Rob Fox-Curran, and I'm running for King County Assessor. I grew up here. I graduated from the Seattle Public Schools before graduating from the UW. Today, my wife and I live on Beacon Hill with our daughter, soon to be 2 daughters, who I'm proud to say are 6th-generation Seattleites. This is home. Now, whether you rent or own your home, costs keep rising, and property taxes are a part of that story. The assessor doesn't set tax rates, but they do determine the value of every property in the county. Those values shape what you pay. That's why I'm running. This office needs a leadership reset. It is a technical office that requires real expertise to run well. I'm an expert and proven leader in my field. I am the only candidate and progressive in this race that has spent over a decade as a certified general real estate appraiser. I currently serve as the City of Seattle's senior appraiser, where I'm also a shop steward in my union, Protect 17. For the past 3 years, I also served as a hearing examiner on the King County Board of Appeals and Equalization. That's where folks go to appeal their property's assessed value. There, I watch corporate landowners pay teams of consultants to help slash their tax bills. I've seen this system from every seat at the table. I know where it works, and I know where it falls short. King County currently ranks near the bottom nationally in commercial property tax fairness. When the wealthiest corporations don't pay their share, that burden shifts directly onto your shoulders. We need a professional to balance these scales and embrace this office to positively impact housing affordability. That's why I've been endorsed by the president of the Washington Association of County Assessors. Seattle City Council members Dion Foster and Eddie Lynn, along with many other local elected leaders, 11 Democratic LDs, and I received the sole endorsement of the King County Democrats. I'm Rob Fox-Curran, and just like I was honored to earn your LD straw poll last month, I would be honored to earn your support in our effort to prioritize people over property. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rob. And next up, we'll hear from Chris Roberts. Chris, if you could raise your hand. I think you had raised it earlier. Oh, there you are. I see you. Okay. Let's get spotlit.
Yeah, Rob's gonna speak first.
Oh, okay. Let me get Rob also spotlit.
Does Rob Dolan, past 43rd officer and past State Democratic Party secretary. I've known Chris from his leadership as chair of the 32nd LD Dems, his service as mayor of Shoreline, and his leadership as the Washington State Democratic Municipal Officials Association. Chris would make history as the first Native American elected to a county-wide executive office. And finally, don't take my word for it. Consider that Chris is endorsed by progressive champions, including County Executive Gurmai Zahilai, County Council Member Teresa Mosqueda, and City Council Member Alexis Mercedes Rink, who you just heard from.
Thank you, Rob. As Rob said, I'm chair of the 32nd District Democrats, and I'm a member of the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. For the last 17 years, I've served on the Shoreline City Council, where we've led the way in adopting progressive policies, building housing, standing up for our most vulnerable, and championing the diversity of our community. I believe we need trusted, proven leaders in all our elected offices. Today, I'm running for assessor to prioritize equity, fairness, and transparency. Specifically, we need to set the direction of the office and maintain the excellence of the department, ensure properties are appraised fairly and uniformly, and prioritize outreach to all communities across the county to help people stay in their homes. I'm running because I've heard from people who've waited up to 18 months to know if their property tax exemption was approved. That is unacceptable, and we must do better. I'm a teacher and a union member. I'm proud to be endorsed by Executive Zahilai, Councilmember Teresa Mosqueda and Rod Dabowski, Representative Nicole Macri, Councilmember Alexis Mercedes Rink, former Assessor Lloyd Hara, and over 150 elected officials across the county and across the nation. I would definitely appreciate your vote today, and I'm also proud to be supported by a majority of the Seattle LDs. I appreciate your vote and thank you for your work and service to our party. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Okay. Okay, with that, we will open up the ballot for King County Assessor. So in the chat, you should see the link to the ballot. Also in our links document, get it in there as well. Again, reminder, you can vote for as many candidates as you would like. None means you don't want your vote, you don't want us to endorse either candidate, and abstain means you don't want your vote to count one way or the other. I'm going to give everyone a minute to get their vote in, and then we will get into our rhythm of moving forward with the next nominations while people are finishing up their vote, and then close the ballot after that. I need some sort of like cued voting music, or like, you know, for like a 45-second little clip. But I feel like it would get like repetitive by the end of it, right? So if anyone's got their hand up because of issues with voting, you can keep them up. If you have your hand up because you are wanting to do a nomination for the next race, please put them down until I formally open the nomination for the next race. Start asking Rob, something up with voting? Something we can support? No? Okay. Andrew, something up with voting or something we can support?
Voting, actually, points of information.
Yeah.
We nominated 2 people, and on the ballots, there are 3 people.
Oh, yes. Please ignore the third candidate. The ballot was created with all of the possible candidates. So please don't vote for the third candidate who did not get nominated from the floor. Great catch on that, Andrew. Thank you. Okay, we will keep that ballot open. While that ballot is open, we will open up the nomination for the next race. So I will officially open the nomination for King County Council Position 2. Okay, first hand that I see is Ben.
I am going to nominate Rebecca Saldana, but I am also having trouble actually getting this to submit.
You've got your voting code. And if you're having any try it one or two more times, maybe hit refresh, put in your voting code and try to get it in. If you're still having issues, then let us know and we'll try to problem solve around it. Okay, next up, I see Nat.
I'm going to nominate Toshiko Hasegawa.
Toshiko Hasegawa. Thank you. And then last call for any nominations for King County Council position 2. Going once. Going twice. Okay. Closing nominations for King County Council position 2. Okay, before we go into our candidate statements, Ben, can you give me a thumbs up if you were able to get your ballot submitted for the King County Assessor? Let's see how this is going. So anyone else who's having any issues getting their ballot in?
Ryan, we were chatting a little bit, or Amy and I were chatting a little bit in the meeting management channel, and she had a suggestion to just leave a ballot open through the next set of speeches, just so everyone has ample time. Apparently, a few people weren't able to vote on the first ballot because it closed a little bit.
We can do that. So ballot will remain open. So we will go into speeches. We will start with Rebecca Saldana. Rebecca, if you could raise your hand. Oh, there we go. And make sure you're unmuted.
And Sean Scott is going to start if he's here.
Oh, okay. Let's get Sean in here.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Ryan. And solidarity again, great to be with everybody. Have had the chance to work with Senator Saldana in the state legislature in my first 2 years in office, and can't say enough about her leadership, in particular with respect to labor and workplace standards, the committee that she has chaired over in the Senate. We're living at a time right now where we're seeing an unprecedented attack on labor rights. The fact that the Trump administration is going full court press in trying to dismantle the NLRB. And it is important for us to have candidates who are speaking not only on the campaign trail, but people who have a real pedigree in sticking up for workers' rights at this time. So I'm encouraging our support of Senator Saldana and look forward to hearing her remarks as well.
Thank you so much, Representative Scott. My name is Rebecca Saldana, and I'm running for King County District 2 and asking for your sole endorsement. I'm running to build housing affordable at all incomes, raise wages, improve transit, and make universal childcare a reality. Making King County an affordable place every family thrives requires transformational change leadership, and that's exactly what I've been about my whole career. My dad's experience as an undocumented farm worker in the segregated South Texas fuels my commitment to fight to protect our communities from masked ICE agents and wage theft. For a decade as your neighbor state senator, I've stood up to big moneyed interests to deliver progressive wins like paid family medical leave and environmental justice. We're building a movement based on justice and hope, and that's why I'm endorsed by your legislative delegation, House Our Neighbors, and sole endorsed by King County Dems, the 37th and the 46th. Machinists, UAW, SEIU, Protect 17, UFCW, and more have joined our movement, and we hope the 43rd will do the same. Thank you so much for your time and your consideration.
Thank you, Rebecca. Next up, we will hear from Toshiko Hasegawa. And then Toshiko, do you have anyone else we need to unmute?
Yes, Councilmember Alexis Mercedes Rink is going to lead.
Okay.
There we go. Hi,
When
all.
you're ready.
Thank you. King County District 2 covers some of the most working class, most immigrant, most transit-dependent neighborhoods in our region. And we need someone on council who feels the weight of that, and Toshiko does. When our immigrant communities needed defenders, Toshiko showed up. In January, Toshiko sent me a link, a federal pre-solicitation notice to expand detention centers in the Seattle area to double capacity, as if what's happening in Tacoma isn't already heinous enough. But she didn't just forward the link, she did something about it. She pulled together city, county, and port partners to a table. And that sparked legislative action across three levels of government, including then our city moratorium on detention centers. She's organized to protect union jobs. She's organized to save Graham Street Station. That's Toshiko. She sees the threat before it lands. She builds the coalition. She makes the call. And King County needs that energy on council. And I'm proud to stand with her. And I'm asking for you to vote to endorse Toshiko Hasegawa tonight. And at this point, I'll turn it over to Toshiko to tell us more about her campaign.
Hey, Ryan.
Technical
Thank you.
difficulties. Appreciate that. I appreciate your pausing the clock. Well, good evening, 43rd LD. My name is Toshiko Hasegawa. I'm running for the county council because I believe everyone should be able to live in the place that they call home. But right now, too many people can't. In the past 10 years, the cost of rent and childcare has doubled. The people arriving to find sanctuary in this city are instead finding homelessness. The status quo has not delivered tangible results here at home. It's time for a new perspective and leadership. At the port, I develop public infrastructure while promoting sustainability and connecting people to jobs. I want to build public housing and childcare infrastructure and set a goal for zero youth incarceration by intervening upstream and breaking cycles. I worked at the county council in the Office of Law Enforcement Oversight. While I held grieving families, my opponent took police union money. I've never taken a dime, so you'll know where I stand when push literally comes to shove. Mayor Wilson and Governor Ferguson appointed me to their transition teams because I'm trusted, and I have the sole endorsement.
Thank you, Toshiko, and thanks for your patience as we got you unmuted. Okay, we are now going to open the ballot for King County Council Position 2. You should see it in the chat. At the same time, we are going to close the ballot for King County Assessor. So last call for King County Assessor and opening the ballot for King County Council Position 2. I'll give everyone a couple, like about a minute to get their votes in for Council 2, and then we will keep that race. Going forward, we will just keep the ballots open until we get through the speeches for the following race, so people have plenty of time. And then, Liam, we can close King County Assessor, and when you've got the results, feel free to share them.
I have the results for King County Assessor.
Okay.
Chris Roberts received 56 votes. Rob Foxcurran received 50 votes. None of these candidates received 1 vote. Chris Roberts received 66% of the eligible votes cast.
And what was Rob's percentage with 50 votes?
59.52.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Congratulations to Chris. Okay. So we're going to keep that vote for King County Council Position 2 open and move into doing nominations for our next race. So I will open the nominations for Washington 9th Congressional District. Kevin.
Thank you, Ryan. I nominate Congressman Adam Smith.
Okay. Thank you. Any other nominations for Washington 9th Congressional District? Aaron.
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Melissa Chaudry.
Okay. Thank you, Aaron. Those were the only two candidates who completed King County Dems questionnaires, and so I will close the nomination for Washington's 9th Congressional District, and we will move into candidate statements. Kevin, are you speaking on behalf of is Representative Smith here?
I'm going to speak on behalf of him.
Nika? Okay, let's get you spotlit. Get my timer up.
Perfect.
Okay, when you're ready.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you, everyone, 43rd District Democrats, Kevin, for nominating. My name's Nika Barrington. I work on the Smith campaign. Unfortunately, Adam couldn't be here tonight because he's at an event in Seattle right now. But as you consider who to endorse to represent the 9th District in Congress, I'm going to share why Adam deserves your vote. Adam grew up in the 9th District. At 25 years old, he ran a door-to-door campaign in his hometown of SeaTac to unseat a Republican incumbent that almost everyone said he couldn't beat. And he won, becoming the youngest state senator in the country. And he still lives here, in the district that he represents, raising his family with Sarah in the community that he grew up in. Because that's the difference. For Adam, it's home. As the top Democrat on the House Armed Services Committee, he has fought for service members and veterans and cracked down on wasteful Pentagon spending. He has not waited for permission to lead on the issue that matters most here at home, which is housing. He wrote the bill to force hedge funds to divest from the single-family homes that they have been buying out from under the first-time homebuyers. And his work to build housing near transit systems has already delivered almost 3,000 affordable units right here in King County. Adam's unique position also gives him the tools and the credibility to become Trump's harshest critics, to end the war in Iran, end ICE's domestic military campaign, and deliver results for working families. Sending Adam back to Congress is the next best step we have to create an affordable America while holding Trump and Republicans accountable for all the wrong things that they have done. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you consider endorsing Adam.
Thank you, Nika. Next up, Melissa.
Thank you. Please tell me when you can hear me.
Oh, we can. Let me get you spotlight. Oh, perfect. You are good to go.
Melissa Chowdhury, she, her. I want to make sure you have absolute confidence endorsing me again. I stand for universal health care and have signed the Patients Over Profits pledge, unlike him. I stand for universal and human rights for all marginalized communities and always have. I've supported the cause of Palestine since I read Rachel Corrie's journals at age 15. You saw me at those marches in Seattle. I've been a peace activist my whole life because my military family was so deeply injured by senseless and catastrophic wars abroad that drain our coffers at home. Climate resilience, affordable housing, which I have professional experience in, ICE, immigration, diversity, you name it, I'm a strong grassroots Democrat. Unlike Smith, I take no money from AIPAC or Palantir or Killer Robots and I'm here to restore confidence in our politicians, trust in the rule of law, and hope for a future where all people flourish on a shared planet in a society we actually enjoy. My top priority is prosecution for the perpetrators named in the Epstein files. I've been endorsed by a number of LDs, including this body in 2024, which formally censured Adam Smith at the same meeting for attacking free speech and referring to peace and justice activists as left-wing totalitarians. He has a long record of blaming the left for Democrat losses when any sensible analysis and any grassroots Democrat knows that it's because the powerful in the party have sold out their base, that Democrats have the reputation for spinelessness that we do. I am here to offer a spine. I fought in 4 federal courts with no lawyers against Pam Bondi herself and everyone on down to win a disabled veteran free from illegal ICE detention. My grandfather survived 2 years in a Nazi concentration camp and later died of cancer that developed in his torture scars. Fighting fascism is personal to me. I have invested 20 years of my life in learning across 5 continents what it actually takes to design systems that ensure dignity, safety, and opportunity for everyone across real democracy, cooperative economics, permaculture, green infrastructure, refugee support, and geopolitical responsibility. I am here to be the bridge from the nightmare that we have been living in to the future that we know is possible and that we and our children desperately deserve. I respectfully ask for your endorsement, and I respectfully ask for it to be sold. Thank you. Care, courage, and the Constitution.
Thank you, Melissa. So with that, we will open up the ballots for Washington's 9th Congressional District. I see that in the chat. Also, this is a final call for King County Position 2 ballots. Final call for King County Position 2 ballots. Please raise your hand if you are having any issues getting your ballot in. Going once, going twice. Okay, we will close the King County Position 2 ballots and give everyone a little bit of time to vote in the 9th Congressional District while Liam totals up our King County Position 2 votes. Yes, Liam.
For King County Council Position 2, Rebecca Saldana received 71 votes. Toshika Hasagawa received 43 votes. Rebecca Saldana was 73% of eligible votes cast. Toshika Hasagawa, 44%.
Thank you, Liam, and congratulations to Rebecca. Okay, so everyone continue to vote in the Washington 9th Congressional District. As you do that, we are going to move into opening nominations for our next race, which is going to be Seattle Municipal Court Position 5. So I open nominations for Seattle Municipal Court Position 5. Okay, Derek, your hand's up first. Oops, sorry.
I would like to nominate Lindsay Calkins.
Okay, thank you, Derek. Sophie.
I'd like to nominate Gabe Rothstein.
Thank you, Sophie. And do we have any final nominations for Seattle Municipal Court Position 5? Jacob.
Yeah, I'll nominate Garmon Newsom.
Thank you. Seeing that all three of the eligible candidates have now been endorsed, I will close the nominations for Seattle Municipal Court Position 5, and we will move into our candidate statements in the order of Lindsay Calkins, Gabe Rothstein, and Garmon Newsom. Starting with Lindsay.
Sure. Thanks. It's so nice to see you, Ryan, and so nice to see everybody else in the 43rd. I've lived in the 43rd for over 15 years, and I'm at home here, and I care about what goes on here. And one of the things that was on my mind is I was at the grocery store earlier today, and I don't know who can afford a $6 gallon of milk. And I don't know who can afford a $4 loaf of bread. It's way too much. And being a judge has a major impact on that. And I'm running for Seattle Municipal Court Position 5 because I believe our courts should reflect the values of the communities that they serve with fairness, accountability, and real access to justice. And thank you all for having me. I'm the only candidate in this race who has clerked for a federal judge, who's litigated in state and federal courts nationwide, who has handled criminal and civil cases that really matter, including defending the Seattle minimum wage ordinance. And I was on the winning team. I've also been a resident of Seattle for over 15 years, so I've been raising my family, and this community truly matters to me. It's where I live, it's where I'm invested, and it's where I see firsthand how the legal system impacts people's daily lives. In my work as a public defender handling criminal appeals and resentencing, I've seen how much impact a judge can have, not just on the outcome of a case, but on whether people feel heard, respected, and treated with dignity. I've worked with individuals who are trying to rebuild their lives, often while navigating housing instability, behavioral health challenges, or systemic barriers that the legal system alone cannot fix, or all of the above. And that's why I believe deeply in a court that is both thoughtful and solutions oriented. Public safety matters, but it has to be rooted in stability, not just punishment. That means using every tool available, diversion programs, community-based resources, and approaches that actually reduce recidivism and help people move forward. I also believe strongly in access to justice. For many people, municipal court is their first and sometimes only interaction with the legal system. My name is Lindsay Calkins, and I would be honored to earn your support. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Lindsay. Unfortunately, we don't have time for questions during our endorsement meeting. Our next statement is going to come from Gabriel Rothstein.
Hello, my name is Gabe Rothstein. I'm running for judge in Seattle Municipal Court. I've lived on Capitol Hill since 2003. I've been an advocate for the poor and underserved for over 20 years. I started as a public defender in 2005, a job I still proudly hold. Most of my career has been advocating for people in courtrooms, the same kind of people that come through Seattle Municipal Court. I'm used to high caseloads, busy courtrooms, visiting clients in jails, working with and supervising other lawyers. Now, folks, that's just my full-time job. I also work as a pro tem judge, filling in for other judges. I was on the bench just this morning. I'm the chairperson for the Washington State Bar Association Character and Fitness Board. On nights and weekends, I take calls from youth, access to counsel, so children can talk to lawyers before being interrogated by police officers. I'm also on the board of the Home and Recovery Center, an inpatient treatment facility for substance abuse. Folks, I believe very strongly in treatment and the accountability that comes with recovery. I believe in redemption, and I definitely believe in second chances. If I've learned anything about my work with substance abuse, the opposite of addiction is not sobriety, it's connection with friends, family, and community. My judicial philosophy is that a judge must be patient, compassionate, but also decisive. I'm dedicated to being a public interest lawyer, hope to continue that on the bench. Before becoming a public defender, I volunteered at the Housing Justice Project and Unemployment Law Project, helping Seattleites fight against eviction from their homes and advocating for their unemployment rights. Working in the public interest is also a family value. My mother was a social worker in Harlem before going on to private practice as a psychotherapist. My father was a teacher and an administrator for his entire career in the South Bronx. When I was in high school, I was an EMT first responder, and I volunteered for my local ambulance squad. Folks, I just want to be the kind of judge my parents would be proud of. I've been solo endorsed by the King County Democrats, 34th Dems, 37th, 46th, as well as SEIU 925 Public Defense Chapter, and Nicole Macri of the 33rd, along with many others. Thank you, folks.
Thank you, Gabe. And then our last nominee to give a statement will be Garmin Newsom.
Thank you. Seattle doesn't need a prosecutor or a defense attorney on the bench. Seattle needs people who are going to serve without bias or prejudgment, with discernment and compassion. I'm the only candidate in this race who's got over 30 years of public service experience inside and outside of the courtroom as a prosecutor, municipal attorney, trial attorney, pro tem judge, and city attorney. I became a prosecutor because I recognized the disproportionate and unjust impact of our criminal justice system on marginalized members of our community, frankly, people who frequently looked like me. And as a prosecutor, I made it my job to make sure that I was very careful in terms of what to file or what not to file, making fair plea offers, and supporting treatment or diversion when appropriate. As a civil attorney, I've tried cases, narcotic sales and distribution cases, personal injury, real property tax appeals, land use litigation, and other cases of great value and significance, both in state and federal court. It's been my honor to also serve as an appointed city attorney. And in that position, I was responsible for helping council members make very, very difficult decisions on very complex issues. Sometimes they didn't follow my advice, and it was still my job to actually do the work that I'm required to perform. I'm the only candidate in this race who's been rated exceptionally well qualified by the Latino Bar Association, the Joint Asian Bar Association, and the Cardozo Society, which is the Jewish Bar Association, as well as by Justices Yu and Mungia, who have demonstrated history of being concerned and being compassionate servants, public servants, as well as presiding judge of Seattle Municipal Court, Judge Faye Chess, Judge Willie Gregory, who is retiring, and it's his seat that we're running for. I am the candidate that you're looking for if you actually want actual representation that truly cares and doesn't look at other people, people of color, of various shades of color, as others. Thank you, and I ask for your support.
Thank you, Garmin. Okay, with that, we will open up the ballot for Seattle Municipal Court Position 5. You can find it in the chat, as well as in our ballot links document. This is also a final call for Washington's 9th Congressional District. Is there anyone who has not yet been able to vote in Washington's 9th Congressional District that needs any support? Going once, going twice. Okay, closing the ballot for Washington's 9th Congressional District. I'll give everyone a little bit of time here right now to vote for Seattle Municipal Court Position 5 while we wait for Liam to get us the results in our last ballot.
All right. For Washington's 9th Congressional District, Adam Smith received 38 votes, 40% of eligible votes cast. Melissa Chaudhry received 56 votes, 59.57% of eligible votes cast. None of these candidates received 6 votes.
Okay, so there will be, because both candidates did not reach the 60% threshold, but it would be the same two candidates on the ballot. We do not do a what do we call it? Second vote. It's got a different name. There we go. We don't do a reconsideration vote if it's the same two candidates. So what will happen with this race is it will move to our September endorsement meeting, and we will do a reconsideration of this endorsement at our September endorsement meeting. Okay, ballot is still live for Seattle Municipal Court Position 5. While people are voting for that, I will open up the nominations for our next race, which is King County District Court Position 1. So opening up nominations for King County District Court Position 1. Maria.
Hi, I'm nominating Najette Rose Akins.
Okay, thank you very much. Jacob.
And I'm nominating Barty Martin.
Hold it. Thank you. Given that those were the only two candidates who completed King County Democrat questionnaires and are eligible for our nominations, for our endorsements, I will close the nominations for King County District Court Position 1, and we will move into candidate statements. First up will be Najette.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
We can. Give us just a sec so we can get you spotlit. Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, when you're ready to begin.
All right, wonderful. Good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Najette Rose Akins, and I'm running for King County District Court, Position 1. You know, every day in our courts, decisions are made that affect people's liberty, safety, and future. I'm running because I've spent my entire career preparing to make those decisions thoughtfully, fairly, and with the independence the law requires. For more than 16 years, I've served King County as a prosecutor, an assistant Seattle City attorney, and a judge pro tem, which is a substitute judge, which you've heard earlier. As a trial attorney, I handled hundreds of cases and tried dozens of jury trials. I made decisions that impacted public safety, individual liberty, and community trust. Over the past 3 years, I have served as a full-time judge pro tem, presiding over multiple trials, setting conditions of release, and issuing rulings that carry real consequences. These experiences matter because when you step on the bench, people are entitled to a judge who is prepared from day one, ready to listen carefully, apply the law fairly, and make sound decisions that affect real lives. A little bit about myself, I immigrated to the United States from Jamaica at 7 years of age. Like so many families, we were navigating a new system, a new culture, and new expectations. I learned early what it means to rely on institutions and how important it is that those institutions treat people with fairness, dignity, and respect. I actually became a U.S. citizen in King County during my first year of law school, a moment that deepened my connection to this community. Throughout my time in the courtroom, I've seen the justice system at its best and at times where we can do better. I've seen how much it matters when a judge listens carefully, explains decisions clearly, and treats every person with respect, regardless of the outcome. There are difficult days in the courtroom, but there are also powerful moments of hope when someone returns to court to share they are sober, that they're found housing, and it shows me that accountability and compassion are not in conflict. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, and next up we have Barty.
Okay, well, thank you so much for having me here tonight. My name's Barty Martin. I'm a district court judge, position 1 in the West Division. I'm a lifelong King County resident. This is the community that shaped me, where I chose to raise my family, and I'm honored that the King County Council chose me to serve on the court, and I'm asking for your endorsement tonight. As a judge, I cover a full range of criminal and civil calendars. I serve on the security committee, and I also preside over one of the community courts, which is a therapeutic court connecting people with resources to help reduce recidivism. Those resources include obtaining housing or help getting housing, mental health and substance abuse treatment, even food. Before being appointed, I served as a pro tem and covered over 250 calendars. As an attorney, I dedicated my career to helping economically disadvantaged and ordinary people in criminal matters, as a public defender and private counsel. As a civil litigator, I pursued civil rights cases. I was on an ACLU attorney referral list for prisoners' rights cases. I took on insurance companies and represented small businesses against government agencies. I was raised in a multiracial, multi-ethnic, and neurodiverse family. 2 of my siblings are my biological parents' kids, and another sister and I were adopted a week apart. She was born in South Korea, and I'm of Puerto Rican descent. Growing up in a diverse family fostered an awareness of how people, even within the same family, can experience institutions differently. And this informs my approach as a judge. I strive to see each person before me as an individual. Law was my second career. I was a musician before that, and music taught me how to be in the moment and listen to myself and those around me, and think about how I can best work with others to maximize benefit to the whole. I pledge to continue listening as a judge, especially the people who come before me, to increase public trust and strengthen the institution. I'll continue to protect our community while also treating people with impartiality, patience, and dignity, so they'll know the process was fair and just, even if they'd hoped for a different outcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, with this, we will open up the ballot for King County District Court Position 1. You should see it in the chat. This is also a final call for anyone who has not been able to vote in Seattle Municipal Court Position 5. Answer anyone, please raise your hand if you've not been able to vote in Seattle Municipal Court Position 5 and would like any support in doing so. Going once, going twice. Okay, closing Seattle Municipal Court Position 5. So, give everyone a little bit of time to vote in the King County District Court Position 1. Okay. Liam, when you've got those results, feel free to share them.
All right, I have the results for Seattle Municipal Court Position 5. Garmin Newsom received 27 votes, 37.5% of valid responses. Lindsay Calkins received 34 votes, 47.2% of valid responses. Gabriel Rothstein received 42 votes, or 58.3% of valid responses. And none of these candidates received 2 votes.
Okay. So because we had no candidate reach the 60% threshold, but 2 candidates reach above 40%, and a reconsideration vote would be a different ballot because we would be eliminating the candidate who received the lowest votes. That means that we will move to a reconsideration vote for the Seattle Municipal Court Position 5 race. So please give Liam just a little bit, because I'm guessing he needs to go and build that ballot real quickly. But we will do a reconsideration vote on Seattle Municipal Court Position 5 with just Lindsay Calkins and Gabriel Rothstein. Okay, while Liam is working on putting that ballot together, we'll move into our nominations for our next position, which is Washington Supreme Court Position 3. So I will open the nominations for Washington Supreme Court Position 3. If anyone would like to nominate someone, please raise your hand. Colleen, you are up first. Oh, Colleen, you are muted. Hit the unmute real quick. Who
I
would you like to
nominate
nominate?
Jamie Hawk.
Jamie Hawk, thank you. And then Sophie, I see you up next.
To nominate J. Michael Diaz.
Thank you. Given that those are the only two candidates who were eligible for our nomination, I will close the nomination for Washington Supreme Court Position 3. I'm going to hand it over to Liam real quick.
I have the ballot ready for the reconsideration vote. Do you want me to go ahead and drop that now or hold on?
Please do.
Perfect.
Okay, so we've got a reconsideration vote for Seattle Municipal Court Position 5 that is also in the chat. So there are now two ballots that are live, King County District Court Position 1, and then the reconsideration vote for Seattle Municipal Court Position 5. I'm going to give everyone 30 seconds to vote on that before we go into candidate candidate statements, because you've got two ballots out, and I'm sure people also want to focus on hearing from the candidates. So take these next 30 seconds or so. Okay. Okay. So if you've not gotten to vote in either of those two yet, please make sure you do so. We're going to move into our candidate statements. First up will be Jamie Hawk.
Thank you, Chair. Rep. Macri is going to speak first. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I'm Nicole Macri, and I've known Judge Hawk for years, and she's exactly who we need on the Supreme Court right now. She brings over 20 years of real trial and appellate experience that makes us proud. She's the first attorney with the ACLU of Washington to become a judge. Her legal work includes tackling mass incarceration and expanding voting rights. As a public defender, she stood up in court for individuals against the full power of the government, including those being detained and deported by ICE agents. Now, as a King County Superior Court judge, she's presided over hundreds of criminal, civil, and family law cases, as well as appeals. She is our clear choice. She has a powerful coalition behind her, backed by over 100 current and former elected judges and legislators, Justices Yu and Whitener, Congressman Jayapal, and the governor. Please support Judge Hawk for a sole endorsement tonight. And I'll turn it over to her.
Good evening, all. I'm Judge Jamie Hawk, one of your King County Superior Court judges. I previously lived in the 43rd for several years, and it was wonderful to visit with many of you at Ballots and Bubbly and the Pride event last Sunday. I would be honored to have your endorsement. I have a track record as a civil rights attorney and a state and federal public defender. I serve on our Washington Supreme Court Minority and Justice Commission, where I advance court reforms and ways to improve our court system statewide. As you heard, have the sole endorsement of Congresswoman Jayapal, Rep. Macri, Rep. Farvar, Councilmember Mosqueda, Senator Frame, the 46th LD, SEIU 775. I'm also endorsed by the State Labor Council, Northwest Women's Political Caucus, and others on my website at judgehawk.com. It would mean a lot to me to have your endorsement tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jamie. Next up will be Mike Diaz.
Thank you, Chair Driscoll. You're doing a great job, and so are the people who are unmuting us. Amazing. And thanks to everyone for being here. I enjoyed my visit of you in April, and I enjoyed the bubbly thing in last month too. My name is Mike Diaz. I'm a judge on the Court of Appeals, and I'm a candidate for the State Supreme Court Position 3. I immigrated here from Peru as a kid. I lived nearly my entire life in this community, growing up in Ballard and White Center when both were working class. And I now live in the 43rd. This is my home district. I've been in the law for over 25 years, 10 as a federal civil rights lawyer, and I'm in my 9th year of judging. Never before have I seen the rule of law under attack, judges under attack, and the federal government trying to take away your rights as I have now. But it's our state government, I think it's our state courts who will protect our rights in this Washington and who will provide the next generation the same shot I had as a kid to fulfill my potential. I know what it's like for your parents to speak little English, have no money, little education, no connections, and be unseen. And you're the first LDM to mention to this because this is my home district. I know what it's also like to have your parents be undocumented, as mine were for a period of time, and for your grandfather, my abuelito, to be deported, as mine was. I know what it's then like to struggle to overcome each barrier. My dad was raised in the slums of Lima, Peru by a single teenage mom in an adobe hut, and when he got here, he washed dishes. He was a janitor. He cleaned some of the buildings in downtown that I worked in later as a lawyer. My mom was a seamstress in Belltown and stocked shelves at Safeway. I can honestly say my family has lived a version of the immigrant's American dream. That's a dream that's under threat right now, and that's a dream I'm going to fight for. I was a federal civil rights lawyer who defended the rights and freedoms of our most vulnerable, including bringing a consent decree involving the Seattle Police Department. I founded the Civil Rights Unit. I was nominated by President Obama to be a federal judge, but then was stymied by Mitch McConnell. Finally, I'm the only candidate in the field who's both been a trial court judge and an appellate court judge, having written over 200 opinions. I'll be ready on day one. For that, I've been endorsed by 3 governors, Attorney General Nick Brown, 9 Supreme Court justices, including a majority of the current course, Big Labor, the Teachers Union, WISFI, King County 34th and 37th, Dems. Those are all sole endorsements. I'd be honored to receive your endorsement so I can continue the fight against the historic assaults coming.
Thank you, Mike. Okay, with that, we will open up the ballot for Washington State Supreme Court position number 3. You should see that in the chat right now. Okay, while we're opening up that one, we're going to go back real quick. This is a final call for King County District Court position 1. Is there anyone who's in position 1? Going once. Going twice. Okay, I'm going to close the ballot for King County District Court position 1. Also going to do a final call for Seattle Municipal Court position 5. Is there anyone who has not got for the reconsideration vote? Is there anyone who has not gotten their ballot in for the reconsideration vote for Seattle Municipal Court position 5? Going once. Going twice. Okay, closing Seattle Municipal Court position 5 race. I'll give everyone a little bit of time to vote in this Washington Supreme Court position 3 race while we get those results.
All right. So I've got some results. For King County District Court position 1, Barty Martin received 36 votes, or 60% of the eligible votes cast. Najette Rose Akins received 31 votes, or 51.6% of eligible votes cast, and none of these candidates received 2 votes.
So it sounds like Barty got over 60%, you said, Liam?
Yep, 60%.
Okay. Congratulations to Barty for the endorsement.
And then for the reconsideration vote, let me click over there. All right. Lindsay Calkins received 37 votes, or 50.6%. Gabriel Rothstein received 51 votes, or 69.8%, and none of these candidates received three votes.
Okay, so congratulations to Gabe for the endorsement. Okay, so ballot is still open for Washington Supreme Court position 3. We will continue for that one to be open as we move into opening up nominations for Washington Supreme Court position 4. Opening nominations for Washington Supreme Court position 4. Daniel.
I nominate Ian Burke.
Ian Burke, thank you. Any other nominations for Washington Supreme Court position 4? Going once. Oh, Ian? Did you want to nominate someone, or were you just raising your hand to do your statement?
I was just nominating me. I was just raising my hand so you could find me if you needed to.
Oh, perfect. Final call for nominations for Washington Supreme Court position 4. Raphael?
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Sean Patrick O'Donnell.
Okay, thank you. Seeing that as those are the only 2 nominees who filled out the questionnaire and are eligible, I will close the nominations for Washington Supreme Court position 4 and then pass it over to Ian, who's ready to go.
Thank you very much. In a year where the rule of law is under attack, we have 5 Supreme Court positions on the ballot in Washington state, and so the stakes could not be higher. I am Ian Burke. I am a judge at the Washington State Court of Appeals, to which I was appointed by Governor Jay Inslee, and where I have written over 200 appellate opinions. I'm running for Supreme Court position 4 to ensure that we uphold the rule of law at a time when it is under attack. I spent 20 years as a lawyer representing individuals taking on insurance companies in insurance denials, workplace discrimination, and consumer protection cases. I served as a volunteer lawyer working with tenants who could not afford attorneys and consumers facing debt issues. All of that has shaped how I see the law. It has to be accessible and it has to work for everyone. I am proud to be endorsed in the race by the Washington Education Association. New today, I am endorsed by AFT Washington, the American Federation of Teachers. I am endorsed solely by the State Labor Council, by the Aerospace Machinists, by the ATU Union, SEIU 775, the Federation of State Employees, and the UAW. I'm endorsed by the Attorney General Nick Brown. I am endorsed by 8 justices, including a majority of the current court. I am endorsed by more than 30 appellate judges elected from all 39 counties across the state of Washington. I'm endorsed by Justice Steve Gonzalez, Justice Mary Yu. Here in the 43rd, I'm endorsed by Senator Peterson, Representative Scott, and Representative Macri. I'm endorsed by Senator Saldana as well, Councilmember Mosqueda, and Representative Jayapal. I'm endorsed solely by King County Democrats and by Democrats in 5 other counties. And lastly, Democrats in 17 legislative districts, including the 34th, 37th, 36th, and 46th. And while I have 20 years in the 36th, I live only 11 blocks from the 43rd, and I would honor to earn your support here in our fair city. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Ian. Okay. Is Sean O'Donnell here? Going once, going twice. We checked through and we didn't see. Okay. Seeing that Sean is not here, our bylaws dictate that either the candidate or someone appointed by the candidate are the only people allowed to speak for them. So we will move into opening the ballot for this race. So Washington Supreme Court position 4 ballot going into the chat right now. This is also a final call for Washington Supreme Court position 3. Is there anyone who has not been able to vote for position 3 that would need like any support? Going once, going twice. Okay, close the ballot for Washington Supreme Court position 3. Everyone take a few seconds, vote in Washington Supreme Court position 4 while we wait for the results for position 3.
All right, I have the results for Washington State Supreme Court Position 3, and just gonna say, haven't seen this one before. Um, so, with Michael Diaz received 44 votes, receiving 63.7% of eligible votes cast. Jamie Michelle Hawk received 44 votes and 63.7% of eligible votes cast. None of these candidates received 1 vote.
Well, congratulations to both Jamie and Mike. We will dual endorse in this race. Both of you receive our endorsement. Okay, with that, ballot is still open for Washington Supreme Court position 4. We will now open nominations for Washington Supreme Court position 5. Opening nominations for Washington Supreme Court position 5. Raphael?
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Sharonda D'Amelio.
Thank you. Any other nominations for Washington Supreme Court Position 5? Aaron.
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Theo Angelis.
Okay, thank you. And then any other nominations for Washington Supreme Court Position 5? Going once? Going twice? Okay, closing nomination for Washington Supreme Court Position 5. We'll go into our candidate statements, starting with Sharonda.
Thank you and good evening. I'm Judge Sharonda Amamilo of Thurston County Superior Court, and I am running for Washington Supreme Court Position number 5. I'm the only candidate in my race who has been actively judging and making decisions at the trial court level, and those are the records that actually go to the appellate court level. In this work, I also am the only person in my race who has been actively judging in an appellate capacity, in that the Thurston County Superior Court is the appellate court for the Office of Administrative Hearings. In that capacity, I preside over state agency appeals when a person or an agency disagrees with an administrative law judge decision. I also am the appellate judge for all courts of limited jurisdiction. So that would be your district court and your municipal court. I've been serving as a elected Superior Court judge since 2020 and re-elected in 2024. In that work, I know exactly how decisions from the Supreme Court and decisions from the appellate court actually affect you and your family and your neighbors in all types of cases of every type. I'm a general jurisdiction judge. I spent my career as a public defender working alongside people who have lost their children, who have lost their property, who have lost their right to be able to vote, and having them be helped to receive the ability to regain their right to vote. I've worked with reentry situations. I currently serve on the Washington State Sentencing Guidelines Commission, the Alternatives to Incarceration Task Force, the Jail Standards Task Force, as well as the DCYF Oversight Board and the Family Wellbeing Commission out of the Administrative Office of the Courts. I am Sharonda Amamilo, Superior Court Judge, ready for the Supreme Court, and I would be honored to earn your endorsement. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharonda. Next up will be Theo.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Theo Angelis. I'm the Supreme Court Justice serving in Position 5, and I have been working in appellate law and as an appellate judge for quite some time. As a judge and a lawyer, my values were shaped by the immigrant communities I've served my entire life. My father was a teenage immigrant, and my mother's parents were refugees from Turkey. I'm proud to be the first Supreme Court Justice of my Middle Eastern descent. And I had a broad, varied practice before coming onto the bench, including civil rights, constitutional appellate, consumer protection law, and work for Native American tribes. But because of my family background, what mattered most to me was protecting immigrants and immigrant workers. I represented an Army veteran who became a naturalized citizen while serving, but ICE nonetheless picked him up and held him for 7 months. I overcame ICE's claims of immunity. I got this veteran $400,000 for the lost period of his life and a formal apology from ICE. I also brought a class action with the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project and the ACLU, and we were able to negotiate legal representation paid by the United States for every child in immigration proceedings. That was a nationwide relief. I received an award from the ACLU and a separate award from the Northwest Immigrant Rights Project. I'm proud to be endorsed by all 8 justices who serve with me, including the sole endorsement of Justices Gonzalez Munguia and Montoya Lewis. I'm pleased to be sole endorsed by the King County Dems, Snohomish County, and Spokane County Democrats, as well as 2/3 of the Democratic senators and representatives in the state. I'm also endorsed by the WSLC, the Washington State Labor Council, the mayors of Tacoma, Spokane, and Olympia, and perhaps most importantly for me, Indivisible Tacoma, which is one of the leading immigration organizations. I encourage you to visit my website where I list all of my endorsements, and I'm really proud to
Thank you, Thea. Okay. How about I unmute myself rather than mute myself when I start to speak? With that, we will open up the ballot for Washington Supreme Court Position 5. There's also a last call for Washington Supreme Court Position 4. So anyone who needs any additional time or support for Washington Supreme Court Position 4, going once, going twice. Okay, closing the ballot for Washington Supreme Court Position 4. Everyone please get your votes in for Washington Supreme Court Position 5. We'll wait real quick for those results. And with those speeches, we will be through all of our candidates, and we will only now have a levy and 2 initiatives to vote on.
All right. I've got some results for Washington's Supreme Court Position 4.
Okay.
Ian Burke received 62 votes, or 93% of eligible votes cast. Sean Patrick O'Donnell received 4 votes, or 6%, and none of these candidates received 2 votes.
Thank you, Liam, and congratulations to Ian. Okay, we're going to keep the Washington Supreme Court Position 5 ballot open. Please make sure to get your vote in for that. And we're now going to transition over to the Seattle Library Levy. So as a reminder for how it works with our levies, we give 2 minutes to both sides, 2 minutes to speak in favor, 2 minutes to speak against, if there's people who want to speak on both sides. I believe we have someone here to speak on behalf of the library levy.
That's me.
Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. So Jennifer, we'll pass it over to you.
Thank you. Hey everyone, I'm Jennifer Lowe. Thank you for being here. I'd like to let you know why we need your endorsement for the 2026 Library Levy City of Seattle Proposition 1 on this August ballot. I serve as the board president for the Friends of the Seattle Public Library. Through that work, I've learned just how critical the levy is for the library. The 2026 levy replaces an expiring measure that was overwhelmingly approved by voters in 2019. The levy currently makes up more than 1/3 of the library's annual budget. Levy funding touches every part of the organization, including 1/4 of the library's incredible staff, and serves patrons of all ages and all neighborhoods. But if we do not pass the levy, 1/3 of the library's funding will disappear, which will reduce the staff, branch hours, collections, services, and free access that is so essential to who we are in Seattle. The levy allows the library to keep up with the increased needs of Seattle's growing population. The 2026 levy would provide the library with $480 million over 7 years. Just a few examples of what the levy would do include keeping up with growing costs and demand for print and digital books, expanding all ages programming at locations across the city, and ensuring library spaces remain safe and welcoming. Free books and services at the library are part of the foundation of an affordable city. The levy would increase property taxes for the average homeowner in Seattle by only $9 per month from the previous levy, which is about half the cost of a single paperback book. It would represent just 7% of total city property taxes. Thank you so much for supporting your library and the levy that protects and expands its vital services. We would be honored to receive your endorsement for the 2026 Seattle Library Levy. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jennifer. Corey, you've got your hand up. Do you want to speak against the library levy, or do you have? We don't have questions about the levy, but yeah, go for it.
It's not a question. I'd like to ask that if we can approve this by acclamation.
For an endorsement, I don't. That's a good question. Let me check real quick with a parliamentarian. I think our endorsement votes are a little bit different. Frederic?
I will just say that last year we did that.
Oh, okay.
If that is anything.
Okay. Then that would be a motion to approve the library levy by acclamation. We would need a second.
Second.
Second. Thank you, Rob. Is there any opposed to approving the Seattle Library Levy through acclamation? Any opposed? Any opposed? Then we acclaim full support for the library levy. Thank you for proposing that, Corey. It's a great way to move it forward. Ben, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, not to be looking forward too much to the other two, but is there an opposite of acclamation?
Not that I know of off the top of my head. I guess it would be like a condemnation, but that takes, I think, we need like a specific resolution to do something like that, I believe. But yes, good prefacing to where we're going. Real quick before we get to those initiatives, is there anyone who hasn't had a chance to vote in the Washington Supreme Court Position 5 race? Anyone going once? Going twice? Okay, we're going to close the ballot then for Washington Supreme Court Position 5. While Liam is getting those totals together, we'll move into our two initiatives. As Ben prefaced, my guess is we will probably have no one who wants to speak in favor of these initiatives, but we will go through, we have to call for that before we can get into our statements against, and we do have someone from the No Hate campaign to speak on those. So we're going to start with Initiative 26001. Its name is Restoring Parents' Rights Initiative. So I will open the floor to anyone who wants to speak in favor of this initiative. Going once, going twice. Okay, we're going to move forward. And I believe we have someone from No Hate. I think it's you could. There it is, Melina. Thank you, Melina. Okay, we'll get you spotlit. And when you are ready, go ahead.
Also, is it all right if I speak just for the two initiatives together?
Go for it.
Great.
We can save the time.
Okay. So thank you so much, Ryan, and thank you for the 43rd LD for allowing me to be able to speak against these initiatives. There's a thought that I keep coming back to, which is what we face today is new, but the problem isn't. It's a tradition rooted in hatred, but sustained by indifference. I'm 25. I'm a trans woman. I'm from an immigrant background, and I served for 3 years as a congressional aide to Senator Patty Murray. I've seen what happens when people show up and what happens when they don't. Trans people have survived indifference by building community where none has existed. But survival looks different when indifference turns into active erasure. On January 2nd of this year in Tumwater, Brian Haywood and his supporters boasted about the two initiatives he bought, claiming that they protect children. But in speaker after speaker, what made clear was who they meant to erase. As the federal government and states across this country target queer and trans kids, and as families move here fleeing that hatred, Brian Haywood wants to kick them while they're down. We've told ourselves it can't happen here in Washington state, but the truth is it already is. I'm incredibly proud to serve as the organizing manager for a 320 coalition member campaign led by and for queer and trans people. This election is in our hands. Please join us in opposing 001 and 638. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Melina. And after some chat with some of our members, we do have an option. We can endorse a no vote through acclamation. So we can use acclamation against the initiative if that is a direction we would like to go. Okay, I see Corey's hand up first, but Rob, I think your hand up has been longer. So let me check in with you real quick.
I was going to move what you just said.
Okay, perfect. So we'll take Rob is moving to endorse no through acclamation for both initiatives. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Okay, is there any opposed to endorsing no on both of these initiatives through acclamation? Going once? Going twice? Okay. We both of these we acclaim we through acclamation forcefully encourage everyone to vote no on both of these absolutely terrible initiatives and know that we are going to get you connected up with the No Hate campaign and get out there to get the word out and get as many people in the 43rd and around Seattle as we can to push back on these incredibly harmful bills. Thank you, Melina, for coming and sharing about them. Okay, I think we've got results ready to go in the last vote that we took, Washington Supreme Court Position 5.
We sure do. All right. So Sharonda D. Amamilo received 29 votes, or 46.0% of the vote. It's cast. Theo Angelis received 52 votes, or 82.5% of the votes cast.
Okay, congratulations to Theo. Okay, Rob.
Mr. Chair, I'd ask if we could open the chat now that we're done voting so that the representative from the No Hate campaign could share a link or two.
Yes, we can. Thank you.
Thank you.
We can open up the chat. And also, if any of our other endorsed candidates would like to share any links to their campaigns or ways to get involved, feel free to put those in the chat as well. Tatiana, I think I see your hand up.
Hi,
Hello.
everybody. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
For District 9, there are 3 candidates, and the third one is Kshama Sawant, who is not a Democrat. She's independent.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Tatiana, since Shama didn't fill out the questionnaire, she's not eligible for an endorsement. And so that's a part of our, and we messaged her and she knew that and she made that choice. But in order to get the endorsements of the 43rd, you have to fill out the King County questionnaire. It's kind of the one and only rule that we have. So that everyone has some baseline information. And unfortunately, she chose not to fill it out.
Yeah. But she's a good candidate. I think she should be considered by 43rd LD.
Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Okay, we're now going to go into PCO appointments. This should be nice and quick. I'm going to throw all of our amazing candidates into the chat. These are people who have been waiting for a little bit until we got PCO quorum to get them in. If any of these candidates are present and would like to do a quick introduction, happy to open the floor to them real quick. Otherwise, we will just get into balloting to vote them in. And as a reminder, PCOs are precincts committee officers. They are the touch points between our neighborhoods and the party. They hold a couple blocks, well, sometimes bigger than a couple block, but mostly for the 43rd, a couple block space that they are the primary representative of their neighborhood. Their responsibilities involve going and knocking on doors of their neighbors to let them know to get out for the primary and for the general election, and to help answer people's questions and get them connected up with their local Democratic organization, which for the 43rd would be us. Are any of the candidates, Emma, Zachary, Tara, Sullivan, Alex, Alexander, or Catherine, here tonight and want to speak? If not, then I would entertain a motion that we approve all of these PCO appointments through unanimous consent.
So moved.
Okay. Thank you, dear. Rob?
Second.
Thank you. Any opposed? Any opposed? Any opposed? Excellent. All 7 of them. We now have 7 more PCOs to help us get out the vote for the primary and for the general election. Thank you to all of our new PCOs. Thank you to all of our current PCOs for the hard work that you do. We know that this party only works because you're getting out there and you're having conversations with people. Okay, finally, we've got one final vote to do, which is to fill the only vacant seat on the 43rd's board right now. We have 2 candidates who have put themselves forward and would like to be considered for the King County alternate position on the board. So as a reminder, the King County Council is made up of representatives from all of the LDs. We have 2 representatives that we send to the council at each of their meetings. Our primary representatives are Bryce and Charlotte. And then we have 2 alternates that are there at step in if our primary representatives or myself cannot make it, because chairs are also a part of the King County Council. And so we've got Raphael and Brett, who have both expressed interest in the position. Both of them have attended executive committee meetings for the 43rd to get to know board members and make sure that it felt like a good fit for them. Both of them have been deeply involved in the events that we've been doing recently. And so really excited to give them both a little bit of space to do an introduction. So just like the candidates, I'm going to give them 2 minutes each to share a little bit about themselves, and then we will go into a ballot. And I will put a preface on this entire experience to say, whichever of these candidates doesn't get this spot, I promise you we are going to find a space to get them plugged in somewhere in the LD, because they're both wonderful and we want to make sure that both of them are deeply involved in the 43rd. So, Raphael, I will hand it off to you first.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Hello, I'm Raphael. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. A little bit about myself is I'm a first generation Mexican American. My parents were immigrants, moved here. Ever since I was little, I was very sick, so I had to rely a lot on like government healthcare. So Washington's Apple Health. So due to this, the government itself, the government of Washington State has had a huge impact in my life. And I've always wanted to give back to the state because it took care of me when I was little. It took care of my family. It still takes care of my family. And so I hope to learn the ins and outs of the Washington Democratic Party and to do my best for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Raphael. And then Brett. I see Brett right there. And spotlit. Okay, when you're ready to go, Brett.
Hi, I'm Brett Schiff. I'm a lot of things, but I think I can fit 5 in 2 minutes, so I'll get moving. First, I'm a PCO. I'm here to do work, and I'm ready for field testing this year after a history of phone banking. I'm also a board director for a nonprofit where we protect marriage rights in and out of court. I believe in doing the work to build a strong foundation of rights because it means all of us enjoying more peace and comfort. I'm here to work towards building healthcare, housing, and food into the growing circle of human rights. Hunger, homelessness, and medical debt should never be allowed to cause suffering, especially not here. I'm a gay, half Jewish kid who did most of my growing up in Missouri. I got a taste there of what it's like to be judged harshly for something I was born with. I learned the deep personal lesson that no one should feel held back by something they can't change. I also know that the way I present comes with privilege, and I carried these lessons together. I'm committed to clearing the way for everyone. I'm an engineer. When I look at a system, I see inputs, outputs, and costs. I work at Google as a software and site reliability engineer, but I find fulfillment elsewhere. I'm here to start lending my voice to high-density housing, public transportation, and green energy because they're better. For the climate, yes, but also for our health, for our long-term infrastructure, and for our wallets. I'll wrap up on a lighter one. On a good day, I'd like to think I'm a combination of Leslie Knope and Benjamin Franklin, a smiling diplomat in the background of the picture with pieces of the next project in my hands. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Brett. Okay, so we're going to throw the ballot in the chat. Unfortunately, this is one where you have to pick one or the other. I know everyone would probably vote for both of them. But as we said, we will find a spot for both. Continue to build some amazing new leaders for the 43rd. Excited to welcome both of them in. Okay, while we're getting this vote done, I'm going to open it up real quick to our committee chairs. Does any of our committee chairs have a quick report out before we wrap up the meeting? Anything top of mind? I'll just note everyone gets their emails in the weekly email. We do have committee meetings this week into next week. So if you are interested in joining any of the 43rd's committees, membership, meeting and events, mutual aid, or policy and advocacy, please check our weekly email, and it has the information of when those are, as well as the email for our committee chairs. You can email them and get looped into everything. We are always looking for more people to join our committees and to help bulk them up so that we can do the work that we do. Things like our resolutions coming out of policy and advocacy, or all of the events that we've been hosting, and we really appreciate all the support of people bringing those in. Derek, did you have a committee announcement? Are you waiting for good of the order? Okay. Okay. Seeing nothing else from the committee side? Is there anyone who hasn't gotten a chance to vote in our Casey alternate election? Oh, Linda, still working on it? No worries. Give you a little bit more time. Reminder again, you heard it at the top, but you might have missed it. Our next meeting is going to be July 14th. It'll be a hybrid meeting in the Kathy Hillenbrand Community Room. We will have a couple of our candidates come. Representative Jayapal is going to either be there herself or send someone. She's aiming to be there herself, but you know how it can be. Also, we will have we'll aim to end the meeting about a half hour early, and we are going to do a tour of the memorial, the AIDS memorial pathway, and learn about the art and the project to bring all of that to life. And I will bring cookies. So hopefully a good array of things to pull you out to come in person. And then July 19th, we will have our next social. We are going to be taking the Trailhead Direct and hiking Mount Si. So if anyone would like to join for a hike. And then in August, you can mark your calendars now for August 11th. August 11th is the 43rd annual barbecue. We have got a space over at Gasworks Park. We rented out one of the little picnic area spaces. We'll have like proteins for everyone, and we'll do it potluck style because honestly, my favorite events, the 43rd hosts, are the potluck style ones. So everyone can bring something to share, and we're looking forward to sharing community with everyone for our August social. Okay. Linda, were you able to get your vote in? Perfect. Okay. Final call for any votes for our King County alternate position. Frederic, do you have an announcement or do you need to vote still?
I voted, but I do have a point of order that was raised by Amy in our chat. This is a PCO only vote, which is okay. If anyone who is not a PCO voted, their vote will just not count. Liam as a way of just counting the PCO votes, but
awesome.
FYI, it's a PCO only vote.
Thank you for that clarification. Yes, we have a couple positions on the board that are PCO only votes. Okay, with that, I will close the vote. Going once, going twice. Close the vote for our Casey alt position. We'll get our results, and then I'll do good of the order, and we'll wrap this conversation, or wrap this meeting. Thank you all, by the way, for helping make it be efficient. Look at us. It's like 9:15, and we're going to wrap basically on time. Basically on time.
All right. So of the PCOs who cast votes in this race, we have 3 votes for Brett and 3 votes for Raphael.
Okay, I love it. I don't think we have a mechanism to break that, so we will bring this back at our July meeting. And until then, Raphael and Brett, I will install you as interim in the positions, and we'll just keep you on and keep you involved until we can get a formal vote. Okay, our next formal vote. With that, I will open it up for good of the order. Derek.
Well, I would see if Rob Dolan had.
Oh yeah, Rob, did you have a mechanism for us to?
I think we might have some ability to take a asynchronous vote if we wanted to try to do that after the, like, just send a note out to all PCOs. Hey, we tied. Here's brief bios for 2 awesome people. One of them will serve in this position for a few months. The other one will find another position to serve in.
I love that idea. Yeah, I'll go dig around and see. I don't think there's anything that would preclude us. I think you're right. So that sounds like a great alternative. Thank you, Rob.
I mean, basically, the sooner we can get a butt-in seat at King County, an additional person in King County, the better, because they're continuing to do some of their endorsements work, and we probably want to support all the candidates that we've endorsed.
Very true. Very true. Awesome. Thank you, Rob. Okay, Derek, good of the order to you first.
No, I passed.
Oh, you passed? Okay.
Curtis. That was it. I was gonna say something, but then I saw Rob had his hand up, so I deferred to him because he knows the most.
Perfect. Curtis.
Hey everyone, I just wanted to let you know that the Capitol Hill Mutual Aid is having a fundraiser in the park on this Sunday, the 21st. It's 2 to 5 in the Shelter House in Cal Anderson. And what we're doing is karaoke in the park. We have a KJ, we have lots of cool stuff. Come learn about what we're doing. And then we're doing a raffle with lots of really great items, including a tattoo and tickets to shows and lots of good stuff. So please come. I put the information in the chat. It helps us be able to provide food for distribution and organize our other efforts that try to connect neighbors. So hopefully I won't be there, but hopefully other people there will see you on Sunday.
Excellent. Thanks for highlighting that, Curtis. And if you'd like to get, one, everyone should go to that event. And two, if you'd like to get more involved in some of the mutual aid work, please consider joining our mutual aid committee. They are connecting up with Capitol Hill Mutual Aid and really trying to bring together a lot of the different mutual aid orgs and then get them politically involved in addition to all the wonderful work that they're doing. Thanks for highlighting that. Okay, Linda.
It's John who wants to talk.
Oh, go for it, John.
Yeah, I'm 84 years old. I've seen a lot of tendencies in the party over the last 60 years. My parents went through the Depression, and the Depression was defeated with Keynesian economics. And we pretty much stayed with that model. And I'm not saying that you should totally reject it. However, the most important, the most successful economy in the world is China's economy, and that's capitalism subordinated to an industrial policy. It takes all the dynamism of capitalism and it focuses it on social goals like a clean energy revolution. We absolutely have to have one. And I think that there's two things the Democrats should start talking about. One is an industrial policy, and the other one is basic income, because AI is going to eliminate jobs right and left. There's another value to the basic income idea, and that is that basically it takes away a lot of the excuses for blue-collar crime. And one of the biggest reasons the Democrats lost out to an idiot like Donald Trump was that the working class is damaged by blue-collar crime like nobody else, and they're sick of it. The Democrats have the carrot. They're doing a lot of good things as far as diverting people away from crime. But then there's these chronic criminals that will never stop unless there's a stick to stop them. And I think that there's just a lot of a reason for the Democratic Party, after losing to a moron like Donald Trump, to start being more introspective and coming up with some better ideas.
Thank you for those thoughts, John. And lots of interesting policy concepts, some of which are going to be voted on this coming weekend at the Washington State's Democratic Convention, including, I believe, basic income being in the state platform. And we will pass along the final version of that state platform once it gets voted on this coming weekend. If anyone wants to stream the proceedings on Sunday, when all of the votes and things are going to be happening, they will be streaming it all on YouTube, and anyone can feel free to watch remotely and see some of us who are going to be over in Spokane in the room taking those votes. Andrew.
Hi everyone. For those that don't know me, I'm Andrew. I am the second vice chair for the King County Democrats, and I chair the Washington State Stonewall Democrats. Happy Pride, you all, and I'm hoping to meet some of you in Spokane. Feel free to drop in the Stonewall room. But I just wanted to share some things. I'm going to put in a calendar for Pride events happening around around King County. Let's support our other members in other parts of the county. We have so much happening here in Seattle. And also we have t-shirts. This time around, we have 2 different t-shirts. Come support the movement. This year is a year where they're attacking the community. And we as an LD, we've always showed up to fight for our siblings, our community members. So please come support support Pride events around King County. Drop by in Spokane, say hi, and also buy a t-shirt.
Thank you, Andrew. Yes, and so excited for all the Pride things that are coming up in the next couple of weeks. Get out there and support. And the shirts are pretty fun. Eric, to you. You're done? Wait, did you just... Okay. So
I do have one good of the order now. I do. Okay, I wanted to congratulate our board member, events chair, Aaron Wheeler, because this last weekend we had our WA IDF graduation, and Aaron completed the program. So I wanted to point that out and say congratulations, Aaron. We had quite a few alumni in our meeting today, and there's quite a few. So anyway, congratulations, Aaron.
Yes, congrats, Aaron.
Thank you.
And as a reminder, YIDF is a development program for future Democratic leaders. It is something that the 43rd supports. It is a line item in our budget as of this year that we provide funding both to any of our members who could use a little additional support to afford it, and then the rest of that line item that doesn't go to our members goes to the General Scholarship Fund to support future leaders across the state. So a great organization, one the 43rd is happy to support. And we look forward to getting a couple more of our members. We're always pretty well represented in the classes, which is great. Okay, with that, I will call our endorsements meeting to a close. Thank you all so much for your patience, for sticking around, for engaging in local democracy. We appreciate it immensely and hope to see many of you at our July 14th meeting for some cookies or lots of democracy.